Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from Papetre de Choix and welcome to Tag Along Tuesday. Today's project is all about black and white, or at least black and cream, or even more specifically antique parchment. So I've made some long skinny tags just by folding over some music paper and some book pages. Pretty simple. I painted this one very lightly with the antique parchment so that the stamp would show up really well. Put a few little stickers, and this one is a one I found in a thrift store a long time ago, a set, and then this one I made. Did some little cutout reinforcements, put a it's an eyelet brad. It's an eyelet on the back end, on the back side, as opposed to the kind that has the back that goes into it, like you find on jeans, which technically would be a rivet, I suppose. But anyway, tied a string around it. The back I left, minus the paint marks that I left. I left it as is, with a little bit of inking, so that it can still be written on, but still show what it is. And this one, all the same way. Put a little lace at the bottom. Each bottom lace is different, but the top one I like to use it because it has the little bias tape. It's sewed to bias tape, so it makes it nice and clean across the top. So this is also a music paper. This is from a gardening book with a sticker, a little word, a flower. I did some light painting so that the words would still show through in some places and then be a little darker in others. And I painted the back of it with the light paint, and this one is the same. So that's what we're going to be making today. Okay, so let me show you how I did it. I did like using the music paper better than the book pages. First thing I do is I find a piece of music paper that has very little on one side, and I want that to be my outside. So I just fold it in half, like so, and then I open it back up, and I fold this to the middle, leaving me just, it's not right in the middle, obviously, because you want it to fold cleanly, but it's right at that fold line. And do that, and then fold it over. And if you've done everything right, then it should meet up right on those two edges like that. Now, the other thing I want a ripped edge at the bottom, even though I am going to be putting lace on it. So I do rip it. Just to give it a little clean edge, and then I'll just lightly glue it, a strip across here and here, clip the edge, ink it up, and then we're good to go. So I've got 3 here that I've already done. I have 2 from the garden book. I had to look at that for a second. And then I have one made from the music paper, and it's really narrow because it had a picture or something on the top of it, and I cut that off about that much. So this is a little narrow pocket. So I'm going to leave this side to be written on and make it the back. Now these two, especially that one, yeah, both of these I'm going to do just some light painting on the back. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And even though this book here is a little bit more modern, or the font and everything, it is still from the 80s. And I've got way too much paint. Let me put some of that back. So what I'm doing is just lightly going over it, so as just to knock some of that blackness of the ink back a little bit. And but I'm doing it as very thin so that it's dry within just a minute or so. It's if you do it really, really thin, it'll be almost dry to the touch at the top by the time you get to the bottom. So seems like I've done another project where I did something similar to this. Okay, not bad. I am going to, well, it don't want to cooperate. Okay, that's not bad. Now I want to put just a little bit up here. That was just a little bit too dark for my liking. See, it's basically dry. It's dampish, but it's dry enough for now. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here, just as a preparation. And you don't have to do this. This is just part of my preference, because I'm going to be I just want to make it so it can be written on. And because of the length of these, they could also be used as a bookmark as well. Yeah, with just a little bit of paint you can make it writable. So that's good. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. So this one had pictures on the inside. You can sort of see that darkness in there. But okay, we're going to let that dry just a little bit while we decorate on the music paper. Oops. Hit my light. Okay, so for the music paper, I am using this as a decoration. So I'm getting out my ink pad that's runs around all over the board. The first thing I'm going to do is just run this over and get my sides and bottom and all that inked. Okay, it's a little heavy, but it'll be alright. Now, something I didn't do on the ones that you've already seen, and then the ones I'm making here, but on this music paper, because it's folded over on itself 1, 2, 3 times, if you don't glue the bottom, you actually have a little pocket back in there that if you wanted to put a little, like a hidden thing in there, you could definitely do that. Okay, so let me ink this little clock up, or watch rather. And let's put it right there and hope that it's sort of straight. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, so put that to the side. Cover this back up for a second. Or no, wait, I need it again. I went ahead and cut out me a bunch of these. These are 1-inch circles. And I want one that's gonna look good with the music, so I'm just going around it and inking this part of it. Okay, I guess that's about as good as it's gonna get. Alrighty, now I know some of you probably think I'm a little bit crazy, but I like to have the measurements somewhat accurate, so I'm just trying to find the middle here. Sort of, kind of. Looks like it's going to be right in the middle of that flat. My mama could tell you what chord this is, but I can't, but I do know that that's a flat. Other than that, not really sure. Okay. So now we're going to find the middle of this. I'm going to come down to about right there. And I hope that I can see that little thing. Yep, there we go. And I bet I did it too far down. They need to make a punch so that if you need to put your hand in there, you can. And you'll have to excuse my husband coughing. He's gone to bed, but he's, I think, got that little bug that's going around. And you can probably hear him, even though the doors are shut and everything's shut. Alright. You know what? When I did the prototypes, this is how I did it. I just took my little hole punch and made 2 or 3 holes around like that. Yep, that's how I did it. Now, I'm going to go back here. Make that one just a little bit bigger, or not bigger, but just longer. Okay, much better. Okay, now get me a little brad doohickey. I haven't sewn in so many years that there's some things that I sort of forget what they are. Just because I don't do it near as much as I used to. Alright. That don't really look like it's in the middle, so I'm going to straighten that up just a little bit more. It's horribly not in the middle. And hopefully it won't mess it up too bad. That looks a lot better. Okay. Now what I'm using, I've had this for about 3 years maybe, give or take. It's called a silent setter. When I bought it off of Amazon, it said there was 2 left, and I've not seen it on there since, but it might still can be found, but I've just not seen it on Amazon. Okay, so there's a little eyelet thing in. Now it still leaves it so it can still be turned. And then I have this 4-ply yarn, and I'm going to pull it apart so that I have 2 of them. And go, well, right up and around like that. And give it a little tie, like so. Well, it could be a little better, but a little trim. And I like to undo the threads when I have multiple threads on like that. I think it's pretty, or prettier. Okay, now let me grab some lace. I don't know if this is what I want to use or not, actually. But it would be kind of cute, especially if I put it up a little higher. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to keep it simple. I might actually just put 2 of these, one right on top of the other. I think that will be the answer. So I'm going to put just a tiny bit of glue right along through there and lay that down so that it's nice and stuck. And then I'm going to come in and do another one right above it. There. Now when it dries, I'll clip that little bit off right there. Okay, now I think I need a little sticker or something, so let me, because I don't think I brought one over here, did I? I brought some little cutouts I did out of the dictionary page, which might actually work. Let's do this little woman here with this bonnet on. Could do actually row of these. Like so. Maybe do her that way, and that one that way. And I'm going to do this one. The horse don't really fit, but what's funny is right here, this is fringes, and right here it has bird, which I think it's talking about the feathers, fringe of feathers. And then here's this is a hummingbird, so we kind of got a theme going without realizing it. That's funny. Okay. Well, and then time. Time's moving for everybody. I remember somewhere, maybe sometime when I was in school, when I was old enough to read. I read a lot when I was growing up. I read, it's supposed to be one of those riddles, you know. And what is it that happens to everyone at the same time, or something to that effect? And the answer was they get older. I think for some of us, we might be getting older faster than other people. But I guess the point of the little riddle was that time moves on for everyone at the same rate. I guess is what that means. That's how I would look at it anyway. Okay. Yep. This spring, in May of the coming spring of 2024, it will be 40 years since I graduated high school. Yep. And that wind outside just picked up. I mean, just like boom. Let's put that one sorta. I don't want it to hit the bird, or the clock rather, but I don't know that I really like that Well, I know we just got through having, we went to my son's in North Carolina over the weekend and came home yesterday, which is part of the reason I'm brain dead, because it's a 5-hour drive, and it was absolutely pouring the rain on us the whole time back. And usually we stop and get a bite to eat, and all we did was stop and get fuel and then drove straight home. It was just miserable. So today, we've both just kind of, well, my husband didn't go to work this morning. He went out and opened our gate in the backyard to go and just come right back in, and he's been on the couch all day. So, alrighty, well, I think we're going to call this little project done. These will all get decorated a very similar way, but I do want to show you a couple of other things that while I was playing with the music paper, I come up with a couple of things. Now, I'm not going to do a demonstration, but I'm just going to show you what I've done. So it's exactly the same pocket folded, it's just the full width of the paper. But I just tacked down the inside pages and then just took a thumb notch and notched it there so that it became like a tag pocket. And then I got to thinking of something else, and I decided, let's see if I can make a pinch pocket. And I don't know if that's the right name, but somewhere in my brain that's what's coming to me. A pinch pocket, and I just glued it along the bottom. I ripped that with my decal edge and just tore this, put a thumb notch in, and I did 2 of them. This is from one sheet of paper that is, it was torn almost in half, a little bit more than half, and then I just barely overlapped it on the back and glued it. So I'm calling it a pinch pocket. Could be a pouch pocket even. But I just thought it was cute like that. So, and it could be done with any book page, obviously, but the music paper, because it's so thin, I like how it feels when you double it up and, use 2 or 3 layers to make something. So, let me put that to the side, and yeah, so I'll decorate these later. So here's what we've got. These little tag bookmark type things. Sort of tags, sort of bookmarks. Alright, well that's going to be it for this project, but I will see you in another video.